best way to do this. It's the best way to do this. In fact, I want the ladder closer.
Hey, Jen, they won? What's the score? Close? It was a third, right? Yeah.
I don't think I'd kill myself with that. That'd be so embarrassing, right? All right, Jay, towel.
Lock yourself in. I don't have to warn you.
Where's the? Oh, there it is.
If the other court, you won't see them. If the other court hits the screens, bounces in, it's like the first dip on the roller coaster. You remember that.
I do. You didn't tell me that part, by the way.
I call that the shine rule now.
I was kind of like, what am I
Really, but you don't see
doing? What?
I got it. That's what you're going with today? Yep, that's what we're going to right there. Is that Albuquerque? Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome everybody to our
Ryan, is that
next
any volume
stop
hitting
on
down?
the PTA's
You wanna
Grand
read the
Prix
kickball?
Tour. We are at the Midwesterns in beautiful Cincinnati,
Brand new, you guys
Ohio,
fine with that. That's good.
presented by the APTA national sponsors Viking, Fusion, Upswing Health, and My Paddle, and our local sponsor Roto Rooter. We are live at the Hyde Park Golf and Country Club on the APTA network, presented by eNet Live. I am alongside Mark, the voice. We are going to be bringing you the men's quarterfinal match between Ryan Baxter and Ricky Heath, taking on Nathan Crick and Randy Lofgren. Mark, how are you today?
I am looking forward to a terrific match, Mark. This should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Our umpire is Ralph Shine, and he'll be adjudicating any issues, which I don't expect we'll have too many of. Let's meet the players on the court. In the lower left-hand corner is Ryan Baxter. Ryan is the director of racket sports at the Birmingham Athletic Club in the Detroit area, Birmingham, Michigan. And his partner is Ricky Heath. And the other side of the net, the lefty, is Nathan Crick. Nathan is the director of racket sports at the River Hill Country Club in Charlotte, North Carolina. and his partner Randy Lofgren, who used to be in the teaching business and is no longer doing so. And this is a really fun matchup, Mark, because Baxter Heath were one of the most explosive teams in the sport for a couple of years, made the quarters of nationals at Darien in 2016. Ryan Baxter especially is just so much fun to watch. There are just simply no shots he can't hit, and he's got jets in the back of his sneakers. So I expect to see them playing a really explosive style of paddle, and I expect to see Crick and Lofgren trying to slow the game down as much as possible. Let's take a fast look at the draw here. So Kayla Rams are number 1 seed. So it seemed like most of the first round matches were relatively straightforward. I know the Baxter Lofgren beat Hagman Murphy in 3 sets, and they'll be facing the number 1 seeds. But good solid draw in the Midwesterns.
Absolutely.
And here's a look at the schedule for the rest of the day, or the rest of the year, I should say. And what we've been through next weekend will be in the Western New England. Jeff Morneau is running the event up there. And then Hinsdale is actually going to be broken up into 2 different events, one in Hinsdale, one in Detroit. And to the best of my understanding, we're going to be streaming the men in Detroit. Then the Philly Grand Prix late February, and then maybe Nationals in March. That's certainly something that's being discussed at higher levels than I'm involved in.
You're not at the highest of levels?
Yeah, a lot of smart people at higher levels than me, Mark. I know that's shocking. So here's a look at our Grand Prix winners so far this season on the guys' side. McNerney having won twice. And we will have a new champion at Midwesterns this year. Although Scott Kaler, I think, is defending from last year. He and Brian Compton won last season.
Okay, I was remembering you guys from your tops, and now
we're in for fun. That is for sure. I'm excited to see Heath Baxter playing together again. As you said, they were partners for a bunch of years, and definitely one of the most explosive teams out on the tour. Any idea where they're originally from?
I think they're both from a small country at the southern tip of one of those continents in the middle of the globe. South Africa, is that it? Is that the name of the country?
I think that is it.
I have actually been to South Africa. It is a breathtakingly beautiful country.
That it is. I can say from personal experience. So this is going to be a fantastic match. Crick and Lofgren are at the moment the number 9th ranked team in the country. They've had a fantastic season so far.
I think they were trying it out.
Yeah, and they travel. This was their shortest drive of the season, 7.5 hours.
In the middle point.
Give you an idea what they do to play this tournament level paddle. Randy Lofgren, in addition to everything else, is the chair of the tournaments committee and men's players committee, and has just been absolutely terrific for the APTA, helping organize things. And I'll say this a couple times during the day, it's just amazing what the APTA has been able to pull off. Meen Kadari, Tiernan Kavana, Ann Sheedy, Nindy Pike, Isabel Caban, Jill Marks,
Randy,
Jackie Cameron, Jerry Viant, just to be able to pull this off in this era of COVID, to have these tournaments in a safe manner for our players, and to be able to broadcast these as we're doing remotely now. There's just so much that goes into it, and so much effort and time has been put into it. Just nothing but amazing respect for the people who've been able to pull this off.
Absolutely. Big shout out to the whole APTA for all that. And I'm going to throw your name in there as well, Mark Fischel.
Yeah, I didn't have much to do with it.
Thank you for all you're doing.
And eNet Live, John Scott. I mean, this is hard. But hopefully it sounds easy.
Don't make me call
but
football.
Coming at you from home, this is hard. So looks like we're waiting for Randy to come on the court. Lofgren's got a terrific two-handed backhand. He and Crick tend to play a little more conventionally. There's very little conventional about Baxter Heath. I know they spent a couple hours on the court with Jerry Viant before the Nationals, I think in Darien in 2016, and she really helped their court positioning, because they tended for a long time to play a lot of tennis on the court, as a lot of high-level tennis players do.
And it's
exciting. That helped them a lot.
It's an exciting matchup as well, because we're going to see 2 lefty-righty teams, which is always an explosive combination.
See Tyler Frazier. I think that's Tyler Frazier walking by. Who we haven't seen on the tour yet this year. One of our young, explosive players.
And the hometown favorite, I believe.
Yeah, along with Rob Bacher. They had a great tournament, beat
who won the spin?
Araya Banchilla last year in the quarters.
What a great tournament we had yesterday with the women's draw taking place. There were some fantastic matches.
Yeah, I'm not sure paddle was meant to be played in all 4 seasons in the same day, but it certainly was interesting, Mark.
That's it. You got tested yesterday. You had to be able to play all season paddle. You had a little summer paddle. There was a downpour in the morning, correct?
Actually had to stop play and pull people off the court. It was raining so hard.
Then we went to some sunshine, a beautiful sunny morning, followed by a snowstorm.
And some of the players were wearing sunglasses in the snow squall.
Standard high weather. Shout out to Cooper and Molenfeld for winning the women's title yesterday. They had a great tournament, and I believe they had a quick in and out. They flew in and flew right out.
Yeah.
Made a 6:30 flight home, flew home through Detroit.
Yeah, can we go at the same time?
So you can confirm they made the flight?
I can confirm they made the flight. I confirm
That
they
is
made both
impressive.
flights.
I double dog dare
That
you,
is
right?
impressive. There was very little turnaround time between their matches.
And I've got a clarification from Eric Miller, who tells me Nathan's at Quail Hollow, not River Hills. So thank you very much, Eric. And now that we've got Randy Lafgren, we appear to have lost Baxter and Heath.
The mental games. The mental games are starting already.
Are
It's
you
those two-
familiar with the English phrase herding cats?
I've heard it once or twice, especially when talking
Yeah.
about South Africans.
Yeah, we're herding cats right now. Okay, the South Africans are back.
It's the
They've
mental
got their
games.
water.
There we go. All
And one of the
right.
things- One of the things I like looking at the court,
Jay,
Mark,
are
is
we
we have a
good?
nice clean court. We were talking about it yesterday, was
Jay, can we make
players
the
tend to
announcements?
leave their jackets and vests and sweatshirts that they take off on the court, and the game has gotten so explosive that there's no part of
afternoon.
the court that's not in play
On
anymore.
my left, from Fort Mill, South Carolina, soon to serve is
It
Nathan
looks like
Crick.
we have Crick up to serve
His
first.
partner,
He has a
Randy
great
Lofgren,
lefty
in the blue
kick
hat.
serve into that deuce
He's
court.
from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Taking
on
it
my
right
right,
to serve.
From
He is on
Birmingham,
the far side in
Michigan,
the top left-hand
Ryan
corner.
Baxter, he is on the ad side. His partner, Ricky Heath, is from Carmel, Indiana. Good luck, everyone.
Here we go. Heath really prefers his backhand to his forehand. You'll see him driving that more than the forehand.
Love 15.
Great forehand early.
And Ryan Baxter will drive everything. And there's
15 all.
Lofgren at his finest. He's just a rock at the net.
Balance still, just had his paddle up so good.
Mark, when you were playing playing a team with one explosive player and one kind of setup player, what was your mindset? How did you approach them?
Generally, you definitely try ride the momentum. So if you know the explosive players are generally going to give you errors, but they're also going to hurt you a lot more. So the more you can go at them, at the explosive player,
15-30.
when they're giving you a lot of errors, that's a great thing. But you have to be able to turn on a dime and go away from them when they really start finding their groove. So it's that back and forth that can really be helpful.
2 early reaching errors from Lofgren. And it's interesting, you talked earlier about the lefty-lefty matchup, and you're going to see a lot of Crick balls hit into Heath, and vice versa, as well as kind of Lofgren playing against Baxter.
Yes, it's a great advantage of the lefty-righty combo that you can pick on either side pretty evenly, whereas the righty-righty combo, the deuce side's a little more awkward and limited. Oh. Smart transition.
And here you have Crick and Lofgren switched, but they're not looking to get back to their customary sides. And Baxter Heath fed a whole bunch of balls
30
into
all.
that Crick forehand there, which is not the optimal place. Interesting too, from a service perspective, Mark, how lefties kind of turn the game around. The righties love to serve to the ad court, and the lefties love to serve to the deuce court.
30-40.
Yeah, I was about to say you could see Heath lobbing that return in every time, but a good lefty kick serve to the deuce court is just so hard to really drive off the deck. There's few players that can do it well.
That's a great play. Fake the drop shot,
Deuce.
come in, and then hit him.
Absolutely. Very good
Okay,
discard
so
there by Crick.
this is the no ad point. Winner of this point will win the game. And he faults.
Game,
We talked a
Baxter
little bit
Heat.
about the
They lead
abbreviated scoring,
1-0.
Mark, the fact that we're playing no edge scoring. It's just 4 matches, 4 full-out matches in one day. It just appears to be too much. So the APTA has experimented with different types of scoring. No ed in the second deuce, no ed in the third deuce, super breaker for the third. And here today we're experimenting with just no ed in general, full third set.
I love it. I think it's a great thing to be able to experiment with different scoring formats. It definitely makes the game exciting.
This is Ricky Heath to serve. Ricky's got one of the best serves in the country. Really fires it in, always looking for the nick. Things to watch for with Crick is he tends to get a little static with his feet from time to time. Jerry Vian was talking about it in the women's final yesterday where he hits that good lob, but he doesn't move himself up against that side wire and get in position to hit the forehand. There you see Lofgren doing it really well with the backhand. Let's see what happens when Crick throws in a couple of good lobs or Lofgren throws in some lobs. Do we see that movement, that early movement from Crick? That's great blitz from Lofgren. And there, Baxter's got to warn Heath that he's coming in.
Love 15.
Lofgren has a lot of great plays. He can really hurt you from the baseline in a few different ways.
Love
That's just
30.
a routine volley you'd expect Baxter to make on a regular basis.
Yeah, as he gets into the rhythm, I have no doubt he'll be making those.
Good move by Crick there.
Love 40.
What do you call those, Mark? Momentum killing errors?
I don't think there's too much momentum just yet, but they will be in a little bit if they make the same errors.
Yeah, those soft, just hate missing those soft balls like that.
Great calm route to the net there.
Love that move from Lofgren on the drive from Crick. Just asking questions, right? You're just always asking your opponent, can you handle this? Can you handle this?
I love that way you put that. Ask the right questions. Smart play there.
There's a good early move from Crick there over against his side wire. That movement is so important because even if you don't drive the ball, you've presented the offense. You've kind of shrunk the court for your opponent.
Yeah.
Oh, and there Baxter kind of cons him into thinking the ball's going to be out.
Absolutely, smart play.
I had this guy on my league team, Mark, that every time he went back for a lob, he'd yell, "It's good, it's good." And I was like, why are you telling them that?
Keep the gamesmanship. Wow.
15-40.
Shot by Baxter. Look at that. That's part of the explosiveness you're going to see from Ryan Baxter. And that's the danger zone, that Lofgren backhand. You don't want to hit that short down up overhead into his side wire. Great lob. Lofgren's got him back behind the service line on a regular basis. Forehand there from Crick. Crick looked sharp early.
Nice low contact over there.
30-40.
Turn their backs to the court. Nothing good will happen when you turn your back to the court. It's an instinctive reaction, I guess, to protect your face. But what's going to happen when you're facing the wrong direction, Mark?
Exactly what you just saw.
You know who's very good at that? Brian O'Connor was exceptionally good at that.
Turning his back.
Yeah, he got hit in the butt so often. There you see backs turn. Heath switching back to their customary sides. Oh, great blitz from
Deuce.
Baxter. Okay, our second deciding point in 2 games. And forcing both lefties to serve to the ed court, as you'd expect. Big serve, catches the nick. Oh. Great get from Lofgren, but they lose the 2 deciding points.
Game
and they're down
Baxter
2 love
Heath.
to start.
They lead
Lofgren
Those
is
are
2-0.
really
40 love
returning
games
well.
they lost. Those 40 love games hurt when you lose those.
Absolutely, especially early on.
Okay, Randy Lofgren to serve. It's Ricky Heath in the white hat and the white sweatshirt. Randy's a opponent of the sidearm serve.
And you can see what he does, what I think is very important is he starts open, which is more comfortable for him. His both toes are facing forward. When I tried to serve, that really made a big difference. Starting sideways didn't work for me.
Both toes open. That's interesting. I hadn't
See
heard
that?
that before. Yep.
Yeah.
Such an unnatural motion. I mean, for tennis players, for years have lined up and served overhand. Such an odd thing to do.
Correct. Crick's overheads really slide off the paddle nicely.
It's hard to discern any early strategy.
No.
Crick and Lofgren are playing a few more balls into Heath, but then all of a sudden they'll just change direction of the ball.
Wow, that
Good
there.
forehand from Heath. Thought that was going out when he hit it.
Yeah.
15-all.
I think a little more consistent right now with probably getting more touches being a teaching pro. So that's maybe why seeing it balls go at Heath, but man, Heath can play.
15-all. Will
15-30.
not be happy with that. 15-30. Oh. Boy, ball just explodes off his paddle, doesn't it?
15-40.
And especially with this underarm or sidearm serve, that's Baxter really does a great job returning it because he hits it so flat.
Surprising that Baxter has had so little success post Heath. He's such a talented player, who just hadn't found the right partner, I guess.
That is correct. Oh,
30-40.
You like that shot?
Ambitious.
Ambitious is a good word to describe it.
Ambitious maneuver.
We're going to see another one there. Yeah, that's just the type of mistake you can't afford to make on game point.
Yep. Strong
Baxter
start by
Heath,
the
they
South
lead
Africans. Yeah, they
3-0.
go up 3-love.
Do I detect a note of partisanship? In
No
your
bias
commentary?
at all in how I will be calling this match, Mark. There will be no bias at all.
And this is such a great example of how little separates winning and losing. So you had 2 no-ad points and 1 3-2 point. They go the other way, it could easily be 3-love Crick and Lofgren.
Absolutely. You see how Baxter lines up for his sidearm serve. He's more
15 love.
sideways.
More closed.
Yeah, and it's just whatever your preference is. Play around with both for all the players at home. You'll find one works better than the other. That's a great return.
15 all.
And a good leave, that's a hard ball to let go. When Crick, after looking good the first couple
30-15.
games, has played a really sketchy last game and a half.
Correct.
Going overhand now. Did you struggle with that going back and forth between
30 all.
sidearm and overhand?
Yes.
Yeah, I found that to be a hard thing to do. Although as Brad Easterbrook knows, I just found it a hard thing to go sidearm at all.
No, it's a tough shot. Lofgren's return seems to be effective on everything. Oh,
I'd almost caught him.
Good shot.
Great overedge there from Heath. And that's the shot you want to stay away from. That Lofgren backhand is clearly the biggest weapon on the other side of the net.
yeah, so we'd probably look to see Heath taking
30-40.
more overheads as Baxter's more attacking over to that side screen is right into the Lofgren forehand. Lofgren backhand.
Game
So
Crick
second
Lofgren,
fault in
3-1.
Game point in 4 games. And Crick Lofgren are on the board.
Oh,
Great dig off the nick on the serve. Yeah, Crick Lofgren aren't going away. They've played a lot of tournaments the last few years. And they're very comfortable together and they do a great job of competing.
love that back and forth.
That's great read from Lofgren there.
Yep.
And that's the sort of thing you can't do with a pickup partner.
Correct. That trust in your partner's drive so you can leave early definitely comes with playing with someone a few more times.
Because otherwise you're just so exposed.
Yep.
They decide not to drive the ball or not to a particular drive. Baxter tries to blitz and Heath covers him.
Wow.
Dig.
Oh,
Oh, that ball barely caught the line. Lofgren had holding his breath. Great action here.
a lot of skills out there on this court.
It's for either current or former rackets professionals, and you could see they got a lot of abilities. Oh, pickup.
Not recommend that for players at home.
Yes.
That was incredible.
All right, he catches the seam, and they win the point. Great action.
15
Baxter
love.
just making sure Heath knew that it caught the seam.
30 love.
It's like
That's a
breath
good
of fresh air.
good swing for Baxter though. He has to find that forehand because it's such a weapon of his.
Especially against a lefty serve when you know that Heath is not going to be driving too many returns.
Mm.
Baxter never particularly shy about finding that forehand. That's a great move from Crick. Hits with the block lob, stands up the
40
wires.
love.
And we have a score report from the other court. Colmar and up 3 love against Hirsch and Wagner. Another pickup tee in Colmar and Rose.
That's Paul Rose. You know, the Pete and Paul tandem.
Game, Crick,
Currently, I think, 8th in the
Lofgren,
country.
Baxter, Heath, lead 3-2.
Will Colmer's one of my favorite players to watch. He's just such a tremendous athlete, so graceful, moves so beautifully.
So much variety and
This is game 6.
great abilities.
New
Little
ball.
shots in tough
New ball, guys.
situations. He's good.
Game 6, right?
Okay, so we're back on serve. Oh, I take it back. We're still up a
New ball,
up a
game
hole.
6.
We have Ricky Heath getting ready to serve.
So they switch after 6 games the first go round because of the warm up, and then 7 games the rest of the match.
Yep.
And umpire Ralph Shine is all over that.
Great return by Crick in the blue top. That backhand is a thing of beauty.
Love 15.
Yes, it is. Do you think it's as good as Michael Montalbano's or not?
What is that?
As good as Michael Montalbano's backhand?
Let's not get carried away. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably accurate. Oh, that's a clever play from Lofgren. Read it perfectly, popped out, had a good swing at it, just misses it.
Yep. He stayed calm.
15 all.
It's the bonus that Crick can usually take this return off the deck, as I say that.
30-15.
Great timing on that.
You like that?
Swing and a miss. We call it a Miguel Cops if he chases it down and hits it the second time.
Oh, nice. Wow.
30 all.
Like I said, Baxter's not shy with that forehand. That one
is
was
correct.
a little deep in the cord. Pick up from Heath.
Smart play, leaving it.
Great get. Well, he moves so well for a big guy.
Great feel, great finesse.
Boy, he looked like he was in all sorts of trouble there, and then they just hit that half volley like it was nothing.
He pulled a Houdini.
That is just pure athletic skills right there. Thousands of hours on the court. It's a great lob and really pushing Crick back. The thing with Baxter Heath is you don't sense there's a plan behind the lobs. They're lobbing well, but you don't sense them moving as much to get themselves in position. I called that ball good. Looked like it was wide.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was just thinking that it doesn't seem like there's set plays that they're trying to run to set up at the
30-40.
baseline. It seems more like they're a little more instinctive and find offense in a number of different ways. Where you can see a Crick, for example, Lofgren, for example, he has these set plays he really waits for. Oh,
Great action.
great transition play.
But we've got another
Deuce.
deciding point. Our third in 6 games. And based on the way that Crick swung and missed it, the return before, I'm going to predict. I'm going to go way out on a limb and say I think they're going to Lofgren.
I think you're right. Wow.
Great
Another
serve.
nick.
What a get!
My word.
Boy, he must have been by the gate when he hit that ball. We have to get an instant replay of that.
Game,
That
Crick
is
Lofgren,
incredible
3-3.
Wow.
Heath hit
Ricky
the
Heath
nick
serves as
again
hard
on
as
that.
anybody in the country.
Wow.
On that ball. Got the nick absolutely clean. Hopefully John Scott can show us that one again.
We have a score update from
15 love.
We have a score update from Kayla Rams quarterfinal. They are up 3-0, and Colmar and Rose are up 5-2 now.
Yeah.
30 love.
But Crick and Lofgren, after the slow start, have really turned it around, haven't they?
30-15.
Well, talk a little bit about how your mindset changes when you play no ad versus
40-15.
conventional scoring.
That is tough. It's. I think it can be a good thing or a bad. You know, especially if you're down, you sort of know, okay, we can get back to this in either way, and I think everyone has to just play a lot more solid. There's no real free points because and paddle has such a small margin for error already. Now there's even less of that. You can lose 3 games that are close.
Game,
so
Crick
easily.
Lofgren. They lead
So
4-3.
it's a very tricky thing. I think you have to be even more disciplined. And there's even less when you play.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. I mean, there you saw Heath miss 2 lobs, and 2 lobs in a 10-point game or 12-point game, not such a big deal. 2 lobs in what ended up being a 6-point game is, half the points they needed to win the game. And that's the essence of the game. Is and that's what you see from the best players. They've just hit they're only their best shots in the big moments in time. Another great blitz from Lofgren. He's really hurt him with that.
Love
We're
15.
starting to see the difference in the 2 teams unfold, where Baxter Heath are just kind of playing, and they lob when they can't drive, and they drive when they don't lob. Whereas Crick and Lofgren have some real specific ideas of what they want to do out there. I like Crick looking for that backhand, so I'm cheating up the line there.
It's been such a weapon today.
So much of it comes down to stealing time, doesn't it? Getting yourself into the court, catching the ball early, putting more pressure on your opponents.
Absolutely.
Look what he's doing here. He's really moving Heath around. And here comes Lofgren. And then they start again.
I definitely think we're seeing more of it. Keep the ball away from Lofgren's backhand.
That's a great
Wow,
volley
fantastic
from Baxter.
volley.
15 all.
That time Baxter an overhand to the left. I think that's the first time we've seen him do that in the deuce court.
Oh.
Crick is really moving Heath around. Oh, you see Lofgren looking for the blitz there?
I see it. He's lurking.
Step late, but he's looking for it.
Come on.
Oh, great scramble. This is a great point.
Nice.
I like the look. I think it was a good decision
30-15.
by Crick. Just didn't execute.
Heath knew it was coming though. He was right on top of that net. That might be where they have to hold it and catch him out. But that's the battle. That's the things you figure out as you go
40-15
back and forth with one another.
Great scrambling there from Baxter. It's a fun match, Mark, isn't it?
Absolutely. What a great quarterfinal. So much fee. Lofgren really has a great overhead into that side screen.
Look how low he was in that volley. Wow. A little bit lucky on that overhead.
Crick and Lofgren have done well of keeping the ball away from Baxter's forehand. He hasn't seen too many of those big cuts.
That's a ball you got to put back in play, and we have another deciding point.
And it's going to Lofgren.
God, this is a terrible decision. I don't understand that at all. He's just been really hurting him with the return.
So
overhand
good.
or underhand? Looks like he's got the overhand grip. No, it changes to underhand. He hasn't decided.
Up. Lofgren cricket net.
Misses the backhand. You surprised by that decision to go to Lofgren on the no ad
Game
point?
Crick Lofgren, they lead 5-3.
I don't even think they have to ask in the future. I think it's a default.
Yeah, I just was shocked they didn't go to Crick. Crick hasn't really hurt him return to serve. Lofgren's been great on return to serve. And that was a huge point.
Well, returner chooses, is that correct?
Yeah, you're right. I apologize. You're absolutely right.
I think if they had the choice, there's right off the bounce.
What a blitz.
Left 15.
Brian Compton is another player who does that move so well.
Yeah.
So tough.
Yeah, I see Baxter missing a few more balls.
15 all.
He's got to find that groove though. He's such a weapon at forehand. He's got to find it.
30-15.
Starting to see more and more errors creep into the Baxter Heath game. From the 3-love start, they've lost 5 consecutive games.
$40-15.
Double set point. Oh, great volley by Crick with Lofgren in front of him.
Eyes closed.
Oh, that was going over the fence.
40-30.
Oh, I just hate to do that on set point. Want to turn the match around?
Gets a point.
Misses it wide. Oh,
Game in first set.
game in first
Baxter
set.
Heath, 6-3.
Crick Lofgren.
Huh.
6-3. Our umpire had it wrong. Mark, Viking has an unrivaled paddle lineup depth. 3 paddle families, each featuring 3 models.
No, I got 2 balls in my pocket.
Pro, the Light,
Time
and the
to-
Prodigy. 9 adult paddles with different weights, core densities, and overall hitting surface to address all levels of play. Vibrant gradients, a bold modern color palette lead the way for the upcoming season. all designed by John Einman, I might add. All paddles are hand-painted, giving each its own unique look. No gimmicks, just the best ball striking paddles in the game, the official paddles of the APTA. So Mark, we saw Baxter Heath get out to a fast start, win 3 consecutive games, and then Crick Lofgren reeled him in and took the final 6. What do you think Baxter Heath have to do to kind of change things up here?
I think they have to find a way to neutralize Lofgren's return. It's just been, they get in the net almost every time that they have to serve to him, so definitely trying to find a way to neutralize that return. And then a couple of the errors. There were just a few mishits and errors that they're still trying to find their offense. So if they can neutralize the return and find their offense, cut down those errors, I think they'll be
15 left.
They'll be okay.
Crick backhand. That one looked a whole lot better than the one he swung and missed at. That was a good, great return. Yeah, one of the noticeable differences to me in the first set was, as we talked about earlier, was you really saw a specific game plan from Crick and Lofgren. And I don't know that we saw that from Baxter Heath.
Correct. It seems like they have something at the net.
15 all. $30-15.
Lofgren can't dig that waterfall overhead out. $30-15. I think this is a really important early game for Baxter Heath, having lost the final 6 of the first set. Great lob, caught them on the wrong sides. Oh. It's interesting. It seems constantly that Lofgren's in front of Crick, and he's kind of jumping around a little bit, trying to make the volley.
Yeah, I think he's looking for that drop shot. I think he's trying to hurt them. It can definitely go against them, but
30 all.
Crick's actually done a great job of making those volleys, even though Lofgren's jumping in front of him.
That was a questionable decision from Ryan Baxter there from deep in the court. Oh, great pickup from Lofgren. Oh, what a volley! Lofgren crushed that ball. Heath was backing up from his shoe tops.
Incredible skills. You don't want to have to do that consistently, though.
But you just feel like those balls are going to be available, right? You just haven't seen them avoiding that enough to have any confidence they're not going to go back there later in the point.
Yep.
There you see Lofgren looking to cheat in, to take that down up overhead, spike it. Oh, got the one he wanted. They came back to him. He had the backhand and he missed it.
I would love to see them make Lofgren really wait a little bit longer for that backhand. You know, they have the lefty overhead in Heath, and Heath has such a good overhead. They really don't need to force that ball to the ad court.
I think that's a great comment. I think if you're rooting for the South Africans, which I know you're not, then you'd like to see Heath hitting a few more overheads.
Absolutely.
Kayla Rams won the first set 6-love. Bacher Lofgren.
Game.
And there we go.
Baxter Heath 1-0 second set. Crick Lofgren won the first set.
And we see Colmar Rose won the first set 6-4 against Herschel Wagner.
Fraser Morgan won the first set 6-1. Okay, so the second set begins like the first set. See Baxter Heath can turn this thing around.
They're definitely chatting. They're discussing, so that's a good sign.
Ricky Heath loves to just get right on top of the net. Baxter's a little more comfortable off the net. There's the one he was looking for. You see Heath patting his chest saying, my fault, my fault.
Yeah, he knew.
Dirty love.
Baxter just keeps coming at you. But you will get errors from him.
30-15.
There's that
Do you
one
like doing that to your partner, Mark, where you jump in front of him so he can't see and then yell you at the last minute?
That's it, and stare at him. How'd you miss that?
How'd you miss that? Why'd you let that hit you in the chest like that?
I guess that's the risk when you're looking for drop shots.
It's interesting because that works up to a certain level, and then you get up to another level and people punish you for it.
Correct. You have to really know that it's coming.
Or be like another South African, Johan Durant. It doesn't matter. Just react last minute and whatever. Stick your paddle out and make a great volley.
Dirty all.
He's a little more controlled than people think. He's just
Sometimes
that
I
good.
think he knows
He's
where you're
just
hitting the
that
ball
good.
before you know where you're hitting the ball.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, back to 30 all.
Great lob.
Oh, great job by Crick back there.
40-30.
Some good overhead from deep in the court. 40-30. Chance to close the game out. He's got to be careful with that soft forehand. Time off
Turn into a drop shot.
Soft forehands from Baxter.
Oh,
Great
great scrambling.
Yeah, I was wondering where Baxter was going after he hit that ball through. It was so hard. It just exploded off the back wire.
That's a smooth lob. Keep it away from that Lofgren backhand.
Great get from Crick. He was well turned around. Got deep. They've got Baxter in the court. That was a good move by Heath to pick that one off. And that's what they have to do. They have to have more of those overheads over there. Yep. Just no reason to change direction of the ball
1-1.
there.
Especially when Lofgren's playing like he is. He's playing so hot right now.
Yeah, they had good control of the point. And then just changed direction and ended up hitting an unlucky nick.
Often when you're two right-handed players, you have to switch that ball towards the
15 love.
court to get a better angle. But when you have Heath with this lefty overhead, you really don't need to.
Yeah, that's the huge
15 all.
advantage of the lefty.
I know. And South Africa.
It's like that last lob. That's got to be hit by Heath.
100%. They just have to get into that position and do it. I'm not sure why Heath's playing so close to net.
Boom.
Great cut winner there from
30-15.
Baxter. A down the line overhead that Heath had looked very close.
Huge shot there by Baxter. We saw Rob Bucker in the previous round hit 6 loads. That's that positioning that doesn't promote Heath getting a lot of
30 all.
overheads.
But again, that early in that point, Heath could have hit that overhead and didn't.
40-30.
That was an uncommitted forehand swing there from Crick. Just kind of guided that ball. 40-30.
Baxter's quite a quick server. He doesn't give you.
Whoa,
Oh.
that was going to be trouble.
Deuce.
Total shank. No, he's not
Same
going.
way,
They're not
deuce.
going to let him serve to the ad court, are they? Yeah, I was going to say not to the deuce court.
He tried to take it. I like that move.
Nice
though.
move.
I like that move.
Oh, just faulted here. Threw up a bad toss. Doing his best Max Lippervere impersonation.
All right, let's go.
Big point. And misses the lob.
If
Game Baxter Heath. They lead 2-1 second set. Crick
It's
Lofgren won
amazing
the
how
first
you
set.
tend to get breaks when you stick to your game plan and you do the right thing. Right, the lefty overhead into Crick's side, avoiding the Lofgren backhand.
Right, if they're playing another team and that backhand on the side
I'm
wide
good.
on the ad court is not such a player with such a weapon like Lofgren, then Baxter 100% take overheads. But just right now with this pair, it's for taking a ton of overheads towards Lofgren.
That's Randy Lofgren to serve. And you see on this side, you see Crick hitting far more overheads than Lofgren.
Yeah, you see that
Lofgren.
positioning.
They fear Heath a lot less than they fear Baxter.
But the nice thing is I don't think Baxter has to get too antsy. Heath has a lot of offense.
South Africans never get antsy, do they?
Clearly one just did.
15 love.
He has such good volleys. Great overhead there.
15 all.
Fantastic volleys by Lofgren. You can see how still he stays when they're attacking him. He's not reaching, just paddle out in front. Get himself the best chance of making it.
Great court positioning, right? Just straddling that line, just a foot away from his partner. That righty-lefty thing where you get so close together.
Yep.
My old partner Aman Singh used to get close to me, and I wasn't quite sure why. Maybe a little uncomfortable, I gotta say.
I like that look control there.
You see a clear game plan from Crick and Lofgren. They want Crick hitting as many of the overheads as possible. He's hitting 75–80% of them into Heath's corner. Lofgren standing on the net, looking for the drop shot. So if you're Baxter Heath, you find a way out of the trap, you got to lob better. You got to lob Lofgren and lob deeper. Make him hit more overheads.
I like how they're playing this point, Baxter and Heath. They're looking a little calmer. They're still taking the shots, but they're not forcing it as much. Love that swing.
Just because the first drive doesn't win the point doesn't mean it's a bad drive. It's just you're asking questions.
30-15.
Ask the damn question. That's all you got to do.
Now that time Heath asked the question with Lofgren standing on the net. The ball's over. Not going to be terribly effective. Same thing there. Great gear recovery. Hold from Lofgren there, kind of faked the drop shot and then tried to hit him.
You can see Crick's overheads to that deuce corner. They just set up that ball that he's going to then cut more at Baxter in the ad side. That's often the path. Effort to that side, and if you get something short, you can attack the ad.
A great move by Lofgren. hand-to-hand
defensive
skirmish and
skills.
then retreat.
There you
Short
go.
lob.
30 all.
Too many short lobs from Lofgren there, and he paid the price.
Great overheads, great point.
Maybe so Crick utilizing that center wire to switch sides. When did you like to switch when you played with a lefty, when you and Mick or Doya played together?
We did it pretty quick, as long as we had time, you know, it wasn't a forced thing, but soft one down the middle, we could switch pretty easily if we made it to a screen as well. Anytime you have time, and that happens by either hitting a screen or you hitting the ball soft and deep. Shout out to Mick Urdoya.
Always a shout out to Mick or Doya.
His wife is now a paddle player as well.
Best player in the family?
She will be soon. Great patterns here by Crick. And now they go back.
Let's see. He's been looking for that down up overhead from Lofgren. There's been a pattern. So Lofgren got to be careful with it.
There's an attacking ball. Now he goes back to set up the angle again.
Baxter got away with that one.
30-40.
A little deep in the court, but was successful. Chance to get up a break.
Hey.
Catches the lead cord.
Game.
3-1.
Baxter Heath, 2-2.
I think that's
I'm
actually
sorry.
does a
You're
job
right.
of is not
3-1,
keeping
you're
the
correct.
rhythm
It's a ball change too, guys.
that doesn't plays because you're always uncertain.
If-
Obviously, he's
If I can extricate
give
it.
error as well, so that's sort of up to him to try and manage that. But he just doesn't give you a
3-1, yes.
chance to set things up very well. Shout out to our umpire Ralph Shine, up in the chair there.
Players are very happy that there is no shine right now, other than Ralph.
Oh, nothing better.
Perfect game to play. Looks like a ball came from
Oh,
Colma Rose court.
And they will play a let. Ball comes into your court, you stop the point, you play a let. And either team can call that let.
$15 love.
Liking this overhead scheme.
Kayla Rams up 2-1 in the second set. Hirsch Wagner up 4-1 from Colma Rose in the second set. Frazier and Morgan looking to close out their match. They're up 6-1, 4-1.
15 all.
That's it. Let he take that one. You have your lefty.
$15-30.
Just again, a bad rotation. Baxter's hard overhead off the back wire hurt them. Oh, great half volley from Baxter. One of the things I see from Baxter Heath, which is a bit of an issue, is that Heath wants to play on top of the net, and Baxter wants to play off the net. So inevitably, the player off the net's going to end up hitting more overheads.
15-40.
This is one there.
Correct. I think they need to just chat about what their overhead scheme is or their game plan and double down on it.
Assuming they have a game plan. I think this is 15-40. Good look from Crick, but he's
30-40.
snowboarding into the court. I'd like to say I've never hit the snowboard in the fly, but I'd be lying.
I think we'd all be lying.
Blitz. Oh,
Wow.
Unbelievable volley from Baxter.
And we're going
Jeez.
sudden death.
Deuce.
And you know they're coming back to Lofgren.
Oh, I like the move again by Baxter. Pretend that it's going the other way.
Here it comes.
Wow.
Oh, great get from Rick. Oh,
There we go.
Game Baxter Heath. They lead 4-1.
I think Lofgren had 2 or 3
Correct,
great returns
Lofgren
in that
won the
game,
first
blitzed
set.
behind them, and Baxter made just some unbelievable pickups from all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, no, they definitely survived an onslaught there. So that's where, you know, if you're Lofgren and Craig, you can't really look at that game as something that you did wrong. They asked the right question. Just that time, Baxter and Heath came up with the answers. So if something's consistent where they keep coming up with the answers and hurting you, then you could change something. But they played a good game. It just didn't go their way that time.
I think that's a great comment. So Hirsch Wagner won the second set 6-1 over Colmer Rose, and they split. They're just starting the third, as you can see, on the right side of the screen.
Left 15.
Baxter and Heath are looking pumped up. Smooth volley.
Lofgren really is an exceptional volleyer.
I would say his backhand and his volleys are definitely
15 all.
his strengths. His volleys have been fantastic.
Looking for Ricky Heath to blitz one of these down-up overheads that Lofgren's hitting him. You can see he's been kind of looking at it. There's been a pattern there.
Ah, don't force it. They're winning right now. Keep them easy.
Just a perfect paddle day.
Cloudy. Oh,
You saw how short the court back
15-30.
there. He was probably 2 yards inside the baseline.
I'm stealing time, as Martin Bosch would say. Oh, he's finding that swing.
15-40.
That's what we spoke about in the first set. He was missing some of those. Now he finds them. He's waiting a little bit long, but he's finding his way. Great communication. Great patience here. It's where Baxter just never lets you be comfortable. What a point.
solid.
Game. Baxter Heath. They lead 5-1.
Really solid play.
And Baxter Heath go 5-1 up.
couple of chinks in the armor from
15
Chris
left.
Lofgren. You saw a bad decision from Lofgren on that last point, driving the ball when his partner was exposed, and there he misses the backhand.
And I think Baxter Heath did a good job of icing him for a little while. They didn't give him as many of those backhands.
30 left.
This is where you can start to create those chinks in the armor.
Looking like we're going 3 here, Mark.
I love it.
A little bit to go, but 5-1, 30 love. Yeah, there's
30-15.
I wonder what he's thinking. 3 feet behind the baseline, moving to his middle, taking a swipe at the ball is not optimal. Lofgren was looking for the down-up overhead. Oh, that's a tremendous overhead there
40-15.
from Heath, and that takes us to double set point.
That's it. He's got great overheads. Little risky switch.
Looks like that ball bounced out of the court, lost a point.
Second set,
Team
6-1.
set, Baxter Heath,
Baxter
6-1.
Heath.
We're going 3.
Come on.
Sets are 1-1.
Mark, Fusion Sports is your source for high-end custom
9-16.
apparel. Fusion Sports Pro Shop Management, tournament favors, corporate branded gear, and youth sports. Fusion is the official apparel and favorite
I got one
supplier
more ball, so I'm good. There are 4 games
of
to
the
a ball
APTA.
change. So.
Shout
So
out
what's
to
your thought on the third?
What's that?
We're going to do a fast junior promo, and then we come back, Mark. I'm going to put you in the spot, and I'm going to ask you who you like in the third, because I know you're going to pick the South Africans, but we'll get there in a minute. So here's
Let's
a
go. Spoiler
little
alert.
bit on junior paddle.
We are back.
Okay, Mark. So I gave you fair notice. Tell me what you think, what we expect in the third set, and who do you think's going to win it?
After a long, deliberated thought process, either way, I'm going with my South African team. I
That's
think they had
shocking.
Shocking,
I
I
never
know.
saw that coming.
But there's some good reasoning. I think Heath really found a good rhythm. I think he had 1 or 2 errors in the beginning of the first set that are uncommon, and I feel like Baxter really found his offense, and they managed to neutralize the Lofgren backhand, and those will make a huge difference. So I'm doubling down on my South African boys, and I'm excited for this third set. What are your thoughts, Mark, the voice official?
You know, I thought that set was, well, here we go. Randy Lofgren to serve. And I think I like Crick Lofgren in this set. I think they're just playing with a little more of a plan, a little more of an idea of what they want to do. So that set was really impacted by that 3-1 game where Ryan Baxter just pulled 3 or 4 incredible shots out of his hat. That just kind
is
of changed
correct.
the whole momentum of the set.
And those are shots that are not going to be consistently made.
Yeah, I also feel that from a tournament toughness perspective, I tend to like the team that's playing more. And that's clearly Crick Lofgren. They're playing all the tournaments. Those first couple games, the
15-15.
third set are so important.
That it is.
So where the momentum's going to go.
Oh,
Back-to-back gets off the nick. That's the swing that Baxter makes that worries me a little bit. He's just so deep in the court in that ball.
Whoa.
Oh. They made the 3 nicks, and then that one came out like a room service hop.
I had it wide.
That's a baseball phrase, Mark.
The room service hop.
Ball that just
That's
it comes straight up to exactly where you want to be if
15-30,
you're an
it was
infielder.
So did the umpire confirm that that call was out? Yes, he did.
Dirty out.
Gotta fake this out there. Look like he's gonna swing at it.
Indeed.
God, just ripped that ball.
30-40.
Oh!
Yeah, then Lofgren's movement bothered
Game
Crick.
Baxter
Great
Heath.
jumping
They lead
two-handed
1-0.
backhand there from Heath. And
Third set.
And it's just so
Continue
hard
their
to
run.
read that. Such an unconventional shot, so hard to read. We have a score update. Kayla Rams have won the match against Baca, and Lofgren will be going to the semifinals. They won 6-love, 6-3.
they got to be a big favorite today, Mark. I will be surprised if someone other than them walks away with the gold medal.
Yeah, they're having such a good season. They're playing so well. But this Baxter and Heath team,
And you're not saying that because they're South African, right?
dark horses. Great
Hard
move there by
left
Crick.
15.
Great move by Crick. Makes them pay for a ball that didn't travel to the side screen. Wow. Oh!
Ball go like through Baxter.
Ah!
How did that ball miss him?
There's a lot of argy-bargy going on.
Great
15
action.
all.
I love it. They're getting fired up.
And I think that the more the play goes like that, the more it advantages Baxter Heath.
Yeah.
The more it's conventional platform tennis, the more it's going to help Crick Lofgren.
I do agree. But let's go back to the game plan. Keep that ball away from Lofgren backhand. It's just too good.
Thirty 15.
You like that shot?
I don't think Crick liked that shot. I don't think it was the worst choice. I still
The
think he
choice was pretty good.
executed. I still think he executed. Oh.
Yeah, Crick is kind of
40,
on a tire
15.
a little bit these last 10 minutes.
And this is tough to play to Baxter and Heath when they're making all these tough shots. Crick and Lofgren are, as you say, asking the right questions, but you know they're making the shots, so it's something that you just generally have to little play around there. You have to be okay with them making it, and not try to push the tempo too much.
Another unbelievable pickup from Ryan Baxter, and he steals another point.
He's on fire right now.
Game Baxter Heath. They
No
lead
business
2-0.
making
Third
that
set.
shot. He was completely out of position and just stuck his paddle down and hit a brilliant shot. That's 8 of the last 9 games for the South Africans.
15
They're
left.
from South Africa, aren't they?
That's last I heard.
Just wanted to confirm that. Oh, backing up 3 feet behind the
30
baseline.
left.
That's confidence right there.
That's ambitious. There's the one.
Yep, we've been looking for that, and there it
There's
is.
the
30
one.
15. $30 all.
Oh, is he
Baxter.
just swinging out of his shoes?
You okay?
That was a pretty great forehand.
Oh my God. Explosion. Oof. Yeah. Lofgren jumping in front of Crick again.
Yep.
Catches the nick there.
40-30.
Boy, this is almost a must-hold for Crick and Lofgren, the way things have been going. 40-30.
Smart play.
Anytime you get Baxter to lob that forehand return to serve, you're very happy.
Yep.
Game
Yeah,
Crick,
the Heath
Crick
forehand is not
Lofgren.
quite the Baxter forehand.
Baxter
I guess
Heath
the way of
leads
saying that all
2-1,
South
third
Africans
set.
are not created equal.
Exhibit A, Johan Durant. I think it's
Yeah.
so important here that Baxter and Heath
Gentlemen, it's game 20.
manage
It's a ball
their
change.
errors. You know, they're playing a very quick tempo, and it's
Ball
a
change,
great
gentlemen.
thing. It suits them, and it suits their game style. But they really just have to manage their errors. That's how that first set slipped away. Just too many errors. So be confident, be aggressive, but don't overdo it. You don't want to have to make miraculous shots.
And that's where Crick and Lofgren have to have good situational awareness. When Baxter's hot, you slow the game down. When Baxter's making mistakes, you play a little faster.
There we go.
He was just on fire into second, early third.
There's a little better position that you like for the lefty-righty combo.
Again, you see Baxter back by the service line and Heath up on top of the net. Baxter has
Wow.
made a highlights worth reel of
15 left.
unbelievable volleys.
He really has, because those are extremely tough shots by Crick. Wow.
15 love. I mean, like that is, you know, foot inside the service line, sticking his paddle down. You show Lofgren looking to blitz down up overhead. Heath just on top of the net.
Using that height.
Oh, Crick wasn't ready for it.
30 left.
Didn't read the nick.
It's hard to maintain for Baxter and Heath. It's a little
30-15.
all over.
Great serve. Just like I mentioned, if you get Baxter to lob the forehand return, if you get Lofgren to lob his return.
Yeah, there hasn't been many that he hasn't been able to drive through.
Yeah, Crick again with a little bit
40,
of a mental
15.
blur. Just didn't have his feet under him to swing at that ball. Wasn't ready. Just can't afford to play those points in the no-edge scoring. Another great volley, this one from Heath.
Oh,
40-30.
So that's how you beat him, with the lead cord.
that's it. Just read the nick, hit the lead. No problems. There's that
Deuce.
backhand. He's coming to life again.
Baxter's not going with the fake, I really want to serve to the deuce court play this time.
I would have liked to see it. Smart.
And And that's exactly what you were talking about earlier,
Game,
Mark.
Crick,
They've got to
Lofgren,
control their
2-2.
pace of play. Made a lot of
Third set.
forehands, playing fast. That's a ball he's got to put in play. And he ended up hitting the back
Absolutely.
wire on the fly.
Absolutely. And Lofgren looks like he's coming to life again, so love that play. Tough volley.
But when they're switched like this, they don't alter their overheads at all, even though you've got the forehand in the ad court. Now they switch back.
There we go.
Just no reason to hit
Come
the ball
on,
there.
keep it away from that.
Yeah, that's just the
15
danger
love.
zone, and you gotta know that if you're Baxter Heath.
For sure.
Well, I'm not sure, Mark. I gotta say, I've
30
seen
love.
too many balls go over there to be sure that they can't hit the ball there. Good spot Heath finds.
30-15.
Oh, such good volleys. Ah!
Baxter again just scrambles out of trouble.
Those are
40-15.
the undisciplined ones. Fine to play quick and hard, but don't need to go for those.
Yeah, it seems like the momentum really shifted in that last game.
Game.
Baxter takes one off the back wire. Now,
Crick
Mark,
Lofgren,
we
they
haven't
lead
mentioned
3-2,
that Nathan
third
Crick
set.
is Australian, and I know that most of our announcing crew is a big fan of the South Africans, but some of us do like Australians, and I thought that'd be a good time to mention that it's 3-2 in the third, that not all the people on the crew are rooting for the South Africans.
Absolutely. And that's definitely why they're all a little more fired up. South Africa and Australia rivalry in general. We have Jerry Viant in the background supporting the team on the other side.
That game was 2-1, and it's like all the momentum was with Baxter Heath. I think they had 40-15 that game, or 3-1 if you want to call it that. And they made a couple of questionable decisions, and now all of a sudden they're in a dangerous situation.
Yep, a couple quick questionable decisions, couple strategic errors going back to the Lofgren backhand. And you know, Cricket played 1 or 2 shaky points. They should really try break him down mentally.
And I think a lot of it comes down to the point that you made, which is they were playing fast, they were getting mistakes, and they didn't kind of control their tempo.
Yep. Gotta manage it.
Big shout out to Graham McNerney, sure is watching from Chicago. Graham does all such a great work for the APTA, including being one of the best players in the game.
Absolutely. What's up, the professor?
Struggling with his knee a little bit, but he's been back on the court this week, and hope to see him maybe next month.
Oh! Left 15.
Heath almost got hit by Baxter's first volley when it was going back over the net, and then he jumped in front of him the second one.
They'll shake that one off. Oh my goodness.
That
But
one.
that's what we're
30.
saying. You can't do it forever, right? Those are the
Just not repeatable.
volleys. Yeah, those are the volleys. He made it 3-1. They make a difference, but you can't do it consistently throughout a match.
And I thought you made a great point earlier, Mark, which was if you make the right play and your opponent just comes up with a better shot, that's okay. Don't,
100%.
boy, that was a
15,
shot. Don't
30.
get away from your game plan just because your opponent made a non-repeatable shot.
Absolutely. Such an important lesson for players to learn.
That was a big miss from Lofgren there. Oh, what an angle that was.
Smart.
Rick Lofgren kind of slow things down. Right through the 5-hole. 5 holes in South Africa?
Apparently.
That's a smart play by Lofgren to slow it down there. Could have driven that ball. Oh my God! How did he make that shot? He ran
Double
around the
whammy.
ball.
Oh my goodness.
Baxter Heath won a high five for that one. Hey, get that flag off the screen.
And we throw the flag up.
1540.
That might have been the best shot I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness.
We got to have a replay of that one.
For sure.
And Lofgren, who is not known to be the fleetest of foot.
And today he's been on fire. They really need to shut him down again.
Wow, I thought he was completely beat. I was about to say what a remarkable volley Baxter hit again.
I said
Dangerous
make
overhead
Crick
from
beat
Heath.
you. I don't know why you keep going back to Lofgren. He's playing so well.
And that's also a bad overhead there. They got to get that ball on the side wire.
So that one, they've made all the volleys. It's not a great one, I agree, but it's not the end of the world. The ones that are going to Lofgren are the ones that are really hurting them.
This is a big moment in the match right here.
That it
Chance
is.
to get up a break. 30-40.
Old Trusty with the return.
He's ran a nice circle route there. Oh, and then he misses the lob to misses the
Game.
game.
Crick Lofgren. They lead.
Okay, so that's
4-2.
4-2 in the third. 6-3, 1-6, 4-2.
It's
And I
not
don't know
over
what it's
yet.
Going down the drain yet, but it's
No,
getting
it's circling.
close.
Drain's blocked.
That's smart bail from Lofgren there. It's definitely one of the things you don't see enough from league players. They're too desperate to hold the net.
Absolutely. Great to be up there, but not the end of the world to give it up.
Don't try and make that hero volley from the service line. The one that you make
Unless
one
your
time out of
name
10.
is Ryan Baxter.
Yeah. God, he's made 2 seasons worth today.
Such good volleys.
Another great lob from Crick. He's really done a great job of moving around with his block lob. You see all this movement here. Catches the lead cord there, but that's a ball he's going to make
15
9
left.
times out of 10.
Yeah, Crick's doing a very good job with those lobs, especially recognizing that Heath is playing on top of the net and just catching him out with it. It's not a great position for Heath to be in unless you just know they're going to drive, but you only catch him out every now and
30
then.
left.
And again, I think too much of Heath's overheads has come against that back wire and just put him in trouble.
30-15.
I think that had a lot to do with the positioning because he's so close, he has to hit it down, even though he's tall. It's such a tough thing to be when you're so close like that.
Ah! Oh,
That's why.
that would have been unbelievable.
30 out.
I would have expected.
Where that Baxter forehand from inside the court is just a tremendous shot. 30 all.
Great waterfall.
Not a ball
40-30.
you can miss at that moment in the match. Point for 5-2. 40-30. Oh,
Deuce.
Wow!
point again. Baxter from the service line.
Threads the needle.
Go.
God, he's been like a magician.
And they're sending it back to Baxter.
Game point. Oh,
He wanted
volley
to
was
call that one.
close.
He was hoping. Oh.
See, that's the thing that.
Again, Crick Lofgren, they lead
Brian
5-2.
Baxter's played a
third
brilliant
set.
match. He's a brilliant athlete. But that was a 50-50 or 30-70 ball. You cannot make those decisions in the big moments in the match. And it was just
I agree,
way
100%.
too risky.
And even if he hadn't made it, I would have tried to say the same thing. Between cheers.
If he makes it and they win the game, I mean, if he plays a solid point, they win that game. They're, they're back on 3-4. They're in the match. Now they're in big trouble, and that's winning and losing paddle right there.
Absolutely, and that's the big lesson for players. When it's a big point, it's not that you can't miss, but you don't want to take shots that are 50-50 or 30-70, as you say. You want to be in that 70-30-20 range.
You do what you do best in the big moments, and that's what separates the good players from the ones that are the pretenders.
Absolutely.
Unless you're Johan Durant, then you can do anything you want.
He might disagree. Even he gets a little tight.
Baxter again.
Oh,
Called in. Looked like Heath stopped.
this is some fun paddle to watch, though.
Great.
Up.
Great get from Lofgren. Boy, he's really moving well.
Wow.
Wow.
Left
Some
15.
point. I
And
don't know if it's
Crick has also
necessarily-
Crick
Get
has
Mark.
also really steadied the ship. In
Yes.
that second set, he gave a couple errors, but he's really played a solid third set.
I was going to say that it's fun paddle to watch, but I don't necessarily think it's winning
Left 30.
paddle.
No, not right now. They had to manage the momentum a little more.
2 points from the match. Crick looked like he was in trouble early in the third set. 2-3 games in. He really settled it down.
Yep.
And that's such an impressive thing. I mean, that's just about belief in yourself and your abilities. You can't miss a couple of balls and start doubting yourself.
Absolutely. A tournament's not the time to question your game. That's that positioning by Heath. Too close.
Great move there. Misses it wide. And
Left
that
40.
takes us to triple match point, actually quadruple match point, Mark. I knew you were going to catch me on that.
The seventh game.
Oh, it's a little aggressive play there. What do you call
15,
that?
40.
Ambitious?
That's ambitious. 100% ambitious.
One match point saved. Oh, you just
30,
hate
40.
playing 2 match points in a row like that.
Two
Just
match points
absolute
saved.
gifting them. The Lofgren backhand is there again. He hits him, and it's game, set, match. Crick Lofgren, 6-3,
Match.
1-6,
Crick Lofgren,
6-2.
6-2, third set.
That was a lot of fun, Mark.
That was a lot of fun, that is for sure. That was a great match. I think some definite key takeaways for both teams there, and that really could have gone either way if Baxter Heath managed their points a little bit better.
Okay, so our next match is the men's semi-final at 2:30. We'll get something up on the screen in terms of which match we're going to show, but that will be discussed. And that was just a display of tremendous athleticism and racket skills and fun to watch, Mark. And I'm really disappointed the South Africans lost for you.
Couldn't agree more. It was a fantastic match. Great to see Heath and Baxter back on the court again. It's always fun having them out here, so I hope we see more of them this season.
They are fun to watch. Okay, we'll see everybody at 2:30.
Let's go.